रोम रोम भाइयों, सिस्टम फाड़ देंगे एयरविज भाई के सामने। हर एक चूतिया चीज यूपी में ही क्यों होती है? सबसे से अजीब कहानियां यूपी से ही क्यों आती है? Why the actual fuck is this place so toxic? औकात मेरे भोसड़ी के बंदे बजा दूंगा। So let's dive deep into the mind of a UP person with me being the test subject. Now before we get into anything, let's discuss the most famous thing from उत्तर प्रदेश। नहीं, मैं किसी धार्मिक स्थान की बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ, ना ही मैं किसी ऐतिहासिक स्थान की बात कर रहा हूँ। मैं बात कर रहा हूँ कट्टे के बारे में। कट्टा मेरे हाथ में, चलो यार साथ में टलने की क्या बात है? Katta is a type of homemade firearm that can shoot you instead of your intended target. Precisely, a gun that fires back. Well, despite its glaring flaws, it's very popular in Uttar Pradesh and throughout the country. Hell, it is so popular कि अगर आप किसी को बताते हैं कि आप उत्तर प्रदेश से हैं, वो आपसे एक छोटा से मजाक में पक्का पूछने वाले हैं, भाई तुम यूपी से हो क्या? भाई कट्टा तो रखे ही होगे, क्या आप भी कट्टा बनाना चाहते हैं ऐसे भड़ों को मारने के लिए? Well, you can get yourself strapped right at home. Just follow the following steps. As I said, very popular gun. It is so popular that throughout my time in Uttar Pradesh, which was around 17 years, I have heard so many stories which have involved this gun. जैसे कि एक बार कुछ लौंडे कट्टा लेके एक लौंडिया को पटाने की कोशिश करते हैं।
Oh my God, bro! Oh hell no, man! What the fuck, man?
While pointing the thing straight at her, saying, "Hey, तू मेरे दोस्त से प्यार करेगी क्या?" Safe to say she was not impressed. मैं जा रही हूँ सर से सारी कंप्लेंट करके, तुम्हारी हर एक चीज बताऊंगी। एक और स्टोरी में एक लॉयर को दिन दहाड़े गोली मार दी गई थी। उस दिन स्कूल की जल्दी छुट्टी हो गई थी। और एक बार 9th क्लास से मुझे कोई बंदा बता रहा था कि कट्टा लेके कुछ गुंडे उसे दौड़ा दिए थे। अमन बहुत बोलता था यार। Another notorious thing about Uttar Pradesh is its police. If UP is the Florida of India, then the UP police is the Florida man of India. They have done many crazy and eclectic things, such as shooting without a gun. अबे तो गांड से गोली बनाए हैं का? नहीं. But they did pretend to shoot bullets using their mouths to draw out thieves hiding in a field. अब मजे की बात यह है कि वो चोर चूतिया मान भी गए।
I just want money that's calm. Teenage never worry about acne.
इन कारनामों के अलावा यूपी पुलिस ने एक बार एक गैंगस्टर को भी गोली मारी है। As it happened, विकास दुबे, a gangster and also a murderer, ended up killing 3 policemen during a raid on his house. और उसके बाद he started being hunted down by the police. और एक पॉइंट पे the police even gave the warrant to shoot the man on sight. This led him to hide in Ujjain, जहाँ पे यूपी पुलिस ने उसे ट्रैक किया और उसे खोजा. And he ended up surrendering. Now, as he was being taken from Ujjain to Uttar Pradesh, the police convoy was also being followed by media. On the way back, it also ended up happening that the police convoy had managed to create quite some distance between them and the media, during which supposedly the man was shot as he attempted to make an escape, as the SUV or the vehicle in which he was being carried in flipped over. इसी बात को जब कुछ कांस्टेबल लोगों से पूछा गया था न्यूज रिपोर्टरों के द्वारा, उन्होंने जवाब दिया, हाँ भैया थोड़ा हवा चल रही थी तो पलट गई गाड़ी। एसयूवी ऐसे नहीं पलटती पागल। जब उन लोगों से और भी सवाल जवाब किए गए तो उन्होंने सीधे सीधे बोल दिया, भैया आप साहब से जाके बात कर लीजिए। एंड इन अ पर्सनल स्टोरी, इसके आगे इन्होंने मुझसे घूसखोरी भी की है। एक बार पासपोर्ट बनवाने गया था, उसी में इन्होंने घूस भी मांग ली। जय हिंद। But most probably you'll have very few run-ins with the police unless you're from a very poor background or are associated with a politician. In that case, you'll tell them about your said associate and they'll let you go. अरे हमें रोक क्यों रहे हो? हाँ भैया विधायक है। In any case, if you have lived in UP like I have, you have come across and have had many dealings with the people of UP, and they all come across as being very insecure. No, I'm not saying that everyone who lives there is deeply insecure, but they often seem to be. It almost feels like a part of the culture, probably stemming from the high crime rate and low literacy rate. Out of this, people tend to assert themselves the old-fashioned way.
अम्मा बहन पे आ जाऊंगा मैं इनकी इनकी अम्मा बहन पे आ जाऊंगा
Annoy someone and they'll take it straight to threatening you physically. Get into a fight with someone and they'll threaten to call the homies on you. भाई तू जानता नहीं है मुझे, बंदे बुला दूंगा. Hell, Gundagardi also occurs in schools, but to a lower level, of course. And you ought to find someone who's the king of low lives, who hangs around with bad people, who know even more bad people, and he's the sort of guy who rides around in a Scorpio or a Bolero or some other big SUV while listening to Sidhu Moosewala.
Sidhu Moosewala.
Some people are even so insecure that if you beat them at their own game, they'll take it to mistreating you. एक बार स्कूल में I got more marks than someone and that asshole fucking kicked me in the shins and ran off. People are trying to prove themselves to each other in the most degenerate way possible. This is something which we call a crabs in a barrel mentality. Someone gets ahead of you, you bring them down. You get ahead of them, they bring you down. Arrange an after party and some other motherfuckers that tried to do the same but failed will come to your event, talk shit and start fights with the guests so that they can ruin your event as well. Something which happened with a friend of mine a couple months back. Arus! There are a lot of bad and very toxic people in UP, but there are some decent folks as well. Ultimately though, I cannot help but feel that the state is consumed by its toxicity, disabling people to see beyond their petty selves. I hope you fucking enjoyed.
रोम रोम भाइयों, सिस्टम पार देंगे, सिस्टम पार देंगे.